All right, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, we're back. Hi. Hi. That sounded, hello. No. Hi, hi. Hi. Thank you for the follow. We have anonymous follows. So if you wanna hang out and chat, that's great. You can say hello and we can chat. If you're chilling, you're lurking. Enjoy chilling and lurking. Not game 8. I keep opening game 8 by mistake. Welcome back. Hello. Oh my gosh. So many of my YouTube recommended is the new Digimon set, and that makes me happy. That makes me happy. That button. I'm trying to get better about using my buttons than interacting with OBS directly. You know, I got this Stream Deck. I put a good amount of work into it. Anna! Anna, hello. Looks like I underguessed, if anything, on the remap numbers. What does that mean? What does that mean? Anna, hello. Ooh. Is this a Virtua Fighter? No, that's a Ryu. Organizing. Oh, the Chicago meetup. Yeah. Some sort of Street Fighter. Five? Oh. No, it's not Street Fighter. Who's that? Who's that man? Is it Mitsurugi? Is it Soul Calibur something? Soul Calibur, one of them? Nope. I know this is a guy from a fighting thing. I don't know who he is. I know this is a fighting game guy. Chicago game devs are the best. Who do you know? Who do you know in Chicago? Samurai Showdown. That's it. That's it. I'm like, I know this is a fighting game. I don't fucking know what it is. I don't know shit about fighting games. We've talked about this before. We've talked about this before. It bothers me that they misspelled Showdown. I mean, that's just how they spelled it. Oh, I don't know. Frostpunk? Is that Midgar? No. Simulator strategy indie. It could be Factorio. I don't. Yes. Every few months, someone in Chicago remap community says we should do a meetup, so I just decided to organize it. Oh, this is the lamb. It's easy. Easy. Lamb, comma the. Yeah, that's where I mess up. Okay. Dolls. Ghost girl. Evil spirit. Key hunting. Key hunting. Dolls. Fatal frame. Oh yeah, it could be. It could be. It doesn't have the new fatal frame, but okay, it's not fatal frame. Fatal frame's a fun guess though. Fun.
Fun and games.
Anger phases.
Fun and games.
Indie horror.
Fun and games.
Locked doors. Ritual items. Anger phases? Silent Hill? No. Silent Hill is not indie horror. Is this the really popular Phasmo? I guess it could be Phasmo. Are you getting keys in Phasmo? No. Chasing enemy. Haunted house. Selkie. Selkie, hello. Also, I don't know if I said failed high. Team survival puzzle solving. Adventure indie on PC. Chasing enemy. Chasing enemy. Haunted house. Pacify. Oh, sure. Anger, locked doors. Okay. Yeah. We're flying through it. We're flying through it. Yeah, Selkie, how you doing today? Hope everybody is having a good... Matt, did you see my streak? I think I missed it in chat. Does it not? Hang on, does that screen not? Did you share the streak? I don't see it anywhere. You saw it? Firebot dashboard doesn't? Yeah, well, I'm not seeing it in the Firebot dashboard, but I'm also not seeing it in the actual oh, there it is. Okay, I thought it showed it in the activity feed for this. That's weird. Okay. Now wait, does it show it here? And I missed it? No, it doesn't show it on that. Okay. And it doesn't show it in the activity feed. Oh, wait. It's interesting. You can go in and change the events that show up in the activity feed, but none of them are for streaks. So I wonder if there's no, I wonder if that doesn't get I wonder if that's not exposed in the API. I wonder if that's not exposed for them in the API, so they can't see it. Yeah, that must be it. But Fawn, thank you for the 40 stream streak. Just gonna shut everything down to look into how Firebot works really quick. Okay. So. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I'm always trying to learn how it works. I'm always trying to, I was excited. I thought I lost it. Yeah. I'm glad it didn't break. It's so weird and touchy and annoying. Fawn and I were chatting yesterday. And they mentioned that they thought their stream streak was gonna break because I had the other stream, the Whisper Mountain stream with everybody. And it's I don't know. It's another thing on the list of Twitch is weird about stuff. You know? But no, don't be sorry, Fawn. There's no reason to be sorry. Okay. Is Symphony of the Night not available to play on PC? It's not in one of those Castlevania collections? I thought it was. I would have sworn it was. I would have sworn. Streaks are fun. I've given up. It's annoying to keep up with. I think it's a little better now that they have the, now that you can watch the VOD for it, but yeah, we'll try an old Fire Emblem. We kind of just have to guess. Well, it's not Fire Emblem. It's a single player. It's not an RPG. They have the 24-hour save and you only have to watch like 10 minutes to save it. It's not an RPG. It's not horror. It's not fantasy. It's not a platformer. It's not first person or side view. So it's third person. It's And it's old. Everybody go follow Sumped Gamers. I can't wait for Sumped Gamers to show up on the next Played Up stream. I've had it multiple times. It said it's saved and I show up the next day and it's gone. Yeah, it's so weird. It's such a weird thing. Sumped Gamers is gonna be on Twitch Rivals. Yeah, Edda's gonna be on Twitch Rivals for people that haven't seen. For people that haven't seen. I'll get my revenge on Strumped. Is Strumped gonna be on Twitch Rivals too? We're just gonna guess. I'm gonna get a guess out there. And we're gonna keep moving. Before 1990, it is a, Oh, we already guessed side view. I was playing Sims 4 as much as I could yesterday. What are you actually playing on Twitch Rivals? I missed if it said what the game was. Sims 4? How do you play Sims 4 competitively? It's a bingo challenge. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That's interesting. I'm gonna wear my best bingo outfit. You're gonna dress like Bluey's sister? So it's a really old single player isometric game that's been ported to a bunch of stuff. Is it like 1944 or 1942? Okay, it's within 5 years of 1984. Desert Strike? That's another good guess. Jungle Strike, the sequel to Desert Strike. Okay, so it's not a shooter, it is an arcade. So it's not like 1942 or Jungle Strike. Pac-Man? It could be Pac-Man. It's Pac-Man. Where's Brian? Where's Brian? Good pull, failed. The new Sims DLC is basically Crusader Kings 3. Well, we already have Crusader Kings 3. Earlier than 84, really? Yeah, saying that it's earlier than 84, it's like, God, what games? We barely even had video games. Excuse me. We didn't even really have video games yet. They have a bikini bottom bundle coming out soon for Sims 4. Yeah, no, yeah, just keep making every game Fortnite. It's great. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves it. Splatoon. No. Oh, Mario Sunshine. No. It's on the Switch. Smash Ultimate. Hero Hello. No. Party. Oh, it's the new Mario Party. It's that new Mario Party. What's it called? Mario Party Superstars. Jamboree? Super Mario Party Jamboree. That's it. That's right. God, they name these things like fucking garbage. Goddamn fuck Nintendo. That was a comma. It was goddamn fuck comma Nintendo, but also here, that's your first point. Hell yeah. The last like 3 of them have just been 1 named garbage and 2 kind of garbage. I'll say it, fuck Nintendo. Yeah, I'm not afraid about saying fuck Nintendo. I'm just saying in my, what I was saying. Ugh. Yeah, they had developer Nintendo Cube. No idea what that even means. What if Nintendo started doing annual naming conventions like sports games? I mean, I think they got to like Mario Party 10 and someone realized like we can't keep going. We can't keep doing this. You know? All right. Okay. What are we, what do we want to do for the rest of stream? I got a whole... day. I missed the end of first bite. We did not get the end of first bite. That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's bright. I'm gonna turn that down. I'm gonna close that a little. That's better. Yeah, we didn't get to the end of first bite. I have a suggestion. I don't want to be presumptuous. I mean, I'm not gonna start anything brand new. You know what I mean? We're still in the middle of Skies of Arcadia. So I just, yeah, so like, I don't want to, I'm not going to start anything new because it's, you know, we're in the middle of a game, and also it's, you know, Friday, like, but we could finish first bite. I don't feel like we, we're probably not near the end of that. Not Friday, how dare. You can't do anything new on a Friday. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. You can't start something on a Friday. You gotta end something on a Friday. First bite is 3 hours long. That's what you think. Maybe if you die a whole bunch, then yeah, it could be longer. Anna said, yeah, it'll be longer if you suck. So don't. God, can you believe I'm getting bullied by Anna from Stumped Gamers? Getting bullied by Anna from Stumped Gamers. The ruler of Strumped. Anna, the only member of Strumped Gamers. Sorry, madam. Sorry for bullying you about a game about sexy vampires. Look at this. Anna's apologizing. They truly are a changed man. They truly are a changed man. Look at this. This is wonderful. You love to see it. This one? No. This one. Yes. This one. Oh, excuse me. Oh, right. We're talking about the cat. Right. He's a, yeah. That's a cute ass cat. I love him. He looks so soft. I want to kiss his fluffy, angry little eyebrows.
You really do have a death wish.
Clearly, yeah.
Just because you've lasted this long doesn't mean we won't kill you, you know.
Matt, you would say something of a joke I made was too much? Yeah. No, you're good. You're good, Carrie. You're fine.
trying to distract us by using Nasty Dennis as a pawn. I'm on to you, human.
Nasty. I can't get over Nasty Dennis.
Come on.
I'm this close to snapping and eating you right here, right now. Then just do it. Man, these vampires talk a big game. Right. That whole thing. Shit, I'm not sure how much longer I can hold them off like this. I've partaken in a risky game of betting and breaking and entering, trespassing, and most heinously, I interrupted their game night. Now I'm stuck in a game of my own making, one of life and death. If somebody broke in my house and interrupted game night, I would attack them faster than these people have. I can't just stand by and hope they'll start to want to keep me around without putting the work in, especially with such an incredible opportunity being dangled right before my eyes. Like all good relationships, it's not all about me. I need to know more about them. I need to know what the fuck I'm getting myself into if this all pans out the way I want it to. You've interrogated me, so maybe you should let me ask you some questions.
A question for a question seems fair.
Laurel winks at me and extends their fingers, my eyes drifting to those sharp, shining talons.
But be careful. Any wrong answers in your innards will make a nice table dressing.
This is the definition of talk a big game. This is the definition of talk a big game. Valeria seems to perk up at the prospect of getting to talk about herself.
Okay.
What exactly did you want to know? There are a lot of things I could think to ask them off the top of my head. Do bats make for a good company, for example? But maybe I should use my chances wisely and ask something productive. What do you miss most about being a human?
Nothing. I'm perfect.
Well, that's maybe true. I don't know. I stare at him for a beat, and he seems pretty serious. I expect something a little more profound, I'm not gonna lie. Laurel smiles softly, almost wistfully.
Music festivals.
You can't go to a music festival? Everybody voted for Ilias, so we're gonna pick Ilias when we have the opportunity. You really have no regrets? As perfect as you are, Ilias, there's truly nothing you miss, not one little thing. Nope, nothing. I told you once, I'll tell you again. I'm perfect. This guy really went out of his way to show off those nipples. I have to admire his tenacity. Now it's our turn. Laurel's eyes are sharp and full of mischief.
Where do you stand in LBS?
What? When I decided to do a round-robin game of truth and truth with a trio of hungry, sassy vampires, I can't say I anticipated this one, but I must acquiesce. What do you... Jalen! Is this a BTS joke? Jalen! Whoops. Literally titties out. Save. You're making you answer this with no context. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day full of stable internet service. What's an LBS? Who did the what? An LBS? Laurel sighs and tuts at me loudly. I instantly feel mortified that I don't know. Surely I'm more up to speed with pop culture references than these three. They offer me no answer either. I'm gonna go forever without knowing who or what an LBS is, isn't... LBS sounds like a thing you gotta go to the doctor for. Is that satisfactory, Laurel? They nod, but I'm not entirely sure I've made a good impression or not. Before I can ask my next question, Ilias practically bulldozes Laurel out of the way. Okay, Poppy.
1. How does a 3-day hunt in the woods sound to you?
Am I being hunted?
2. How do you like your blood to taste?
When you say that, do you mean am I consuming blood and you're asking me a flavor preference? Or are you saying, how do I prefer my blood to taste like to someone else?
3. Where is your favorite place to bite someone?
Okay, clarifying question again. Do you mean like on the body or like geographically?
4. What are your opinions on swords?
You said 3 questions. Call me Van Helsing, we need to end these monsters. Well, someone's eager. I mean, of course I like swords. Are you kidding? I love swords. I keep a katana by my bed while I sleep, like all good nerds. Again, the way that I feel like I could put a pin in some of these lines and be like, and I wrote this one. Just like, and I wrote this one. Like a little board game. Like just like, oh, this one. You do? Yeah, totally. Also, I have 3 Shinai and a Boken in my apartment. Yeah, this is an Enna joke. This is an Enna joke. Not to brag, but I did take several sword fighting classes in college. His big golden eyes seem to sparkle in wonder.
Hell yeah.
Whoa, that's awesome. Now.
Are you quite finished hogging the human, Illy?
I like my monsters monstrous. Is it a joke? What? Ilias pouts and Valeria pats him on the chest, and then she's staring me down, a deadly look in her eyes. My turn.
Tell me, if given the chance, how would you try to impress a fine specimen of a vampire like myself?
All my cool sword skills. She pokes at one of her fangs with her tongue. It feels like a threat. A sexy threat. I'm not going Jesse, I think, but I bet Swamp Thing is heavy. Yeah. I should read those. I was really hoping that there would be an entry for all of the sword skills that I was just bragging about, you know, just let me. Foot rub. Foot rub is hard. Foot rub is a hard thing to handle for yourself. Foot rub. Blair strikes me as the type to enjoy being pampered, and I know just the thing. I'd give you a killer foot rub. The intrigue quickly turns to thinly veiled disgust. Oh, well that's... I may have misjudged her. I know Aaron did fencing for a little bit, but I don't know what type she did. You want to touch my feet, Poppy? Well, not like... like when you say it like that, like when you got, it's part. All right. You're prude for a vampire. That's what I'm gonna say. It's pretty prudish. It sounded so much better in my head. No, what I meant is I'd pamper you. You seem to hold a lot of tension, specifically in your shoulders.
Ah, yes. That'll be the huge chip she carries.
That's funny.
Ugh.
Valeria merely groans.
Come near my feet, and I'll bite your hand off. Understand?
All right, God, calm down. Loud. All these questions, all of this incessant prodding. Is either the weirdest job interview I've ever had or the best speed dating session. Can't tell if I like it or love it. Before they pump me for more information, there's something I'm desperate to ask about. Powers a bit. Finally, let's get into the power scaling. Okay. So, let's get into the power scaling discussion. What's the strongest? Okay, so like in popular culture, who's the strongest vampire and why? Go. In the vein of monsters, vampires, everyone should watch Last Voyage of the Demeter. Yes. Jalen, there was a whole bit at the beginning of this of like, yeah, who hasn't eaten a ship full of sailors? If I'm potentially going to be a vampire by the end of the night, I should be well informed about what my new body will be capable of. I want to know about all the cool vampire shit you can do.
Interesting priorities. Though it's a fair question.
Yeah, I know it is. I suppose the ability to see threads of truth you mortals can't. What does that mean?
Benefit of near miraculous strength has
What is that?
perks.
No, but wait, what does that mean?
Being a walking polygraph makes living in the shadows of humanity.
So wait, are we trying to be a vampire? Ionic? This game seems to be about 3 simultaneous things, right? We have 3 simultaneous goals that we seem to flitter between as the whim strikes us. Living, fucking, being a vampire. So just like real life. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's not.
It's hard to choose one thing.
He runs his hands through his hair like a male model in a perfume as he contemplates his response.
I'm basically good at everything. But if I've got to pick just one.
I mean, you didn't. I was just like, what do you know? I'm just asking you to explain.
Sharpen senses. I'm basically good at it. Sharpen senses. I can hear a mouse's heartbeat at the other end of the house. I could smell you before you even set foot in here.
I don't know if that's true. Compare and contrast your life before being a vampire, immediately after being a vampire, and after you've been a vampire for 500 years, you'll be graded on a curve. Just like the government to institute a curve.
Well, being young and beautiful forever certainly has its perks, but if I simply had to choose one thing, I'd say that I quite enjoy thralling people. Hell, there's something inherently satisfying about bending people's will before ripping their throat out. You know, there's an art to it.
I don't know. I don't know for a number of reasons. Well, those were all mildly terrifying. That all sounds incredibly cool and fun. The 3 of them look very pleased with themselves. It's getting late, or early, and I feel the anxiety pangs in my chest as they stare at me with thinly veiled impatience. Or judgment? I can't tell. My quick-firing brain is telling me they're talking about me telepathically, or something. The silence is deadly. Are they telepathic? You can't also be telepathic. That's bananas. I've pleaded my case for long enough, and I really can't stand to wait around anymore. I can't stand to wait around anymore. Listen, either kill me or get off the pot. Let's just... So, did I pass the test? Come on, listen. They would turn me into a vampire immediately, right? Because they don't have a funny guy. They don't have a funny guy. They need a funny guy, right? I would be like, hey, can I be a vampire? And they'd be like, oh my God, yes, thank you. jeez. We've been, ugh. Laurel taps their long fingernails against their chin in contemplation. I have one last question for you, Poppy.
Call me curious, but if you had to choose one of us to be your sire, who would you pick?
What does that mean?
Clearly, there's only one correct choice.
Seems to me like they would not. I see zero trace of a sense of humor, but that's why they need me. Fawn, that's why they need me. It's the one thing they're definitely lacking. They need a silly little guy around the house. And that's me. I can introduce them to so much better board games. I can improve their interior design a little bit. This has to be a trap. There's no way it isn't. If I choose one, will the others pounce on me? If I don't choose, will I die regardless? Even if it is a scheme to get their fangs in my throat, I have no choice but to answer. I know that, you know that. I don't think they know that. You need a funny guy. You need a fun, and they're like, no, we don't. No, we don't. We've lasted 450 years without a funny guy. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I mean, you know, like we said, everybody picked Ilias, so we're going for Ilias. There's no question, it's Ilias. Big, beefy, perfect Ilias with his huge arms and himbo spirit. I don't think he is a himbo spirit. I think he's just a dingus. I think he's just a dingus. Obviously, it has to be Ilias. Ilias laughs heartily, one fang peeking cutely through his lips.
Well, is that your final answer?
Oh, yes, okay, good. My cheeks flush and I shyly avert my gaze. Ilias gives me a grin that's as smug as he is massive. You know, very. I fucking knew it. You really are a smart little human.
Like I said before.
Oh!
As the oldest, smartest, and hottest, you're mine by right. And since you're mine, I say you get to live.
Yay! Well, that's one problem solved.
For now, anyway.
He gives me a wicked grin.
It's been way too long since we had any real fun around here.
Yeah, hey, you know, just, look, I'll go to Barnes & Noble, I'll pick up some new board games,
Hope you're ready.
You guys heard of Myrtle? It's a puzzle book. He moves before I can even blink, snatching me up in his arms and bounding up the stairs like I'm some sort of oversized carnival prize. Oh, well, that's... As I'm jostled in his arms, I do my best to contain my excitement about being chosen. I can't help but think about what's gonna happen next. Do I need to blur the game? Anna, what's gonna happen next? Do I need to close the window? Oh, part 3, Ilias. Oh. Hang on. Okay, hang on. So I'll save that one. This is TOS safe. Anna's just tricking me. Anna's just tricking me to get my channel banned. That's how Anna handles all their rivals. Ilias carts me off to what I assume is his bedroom. I wonder if this is what my groceries feel like when I'm carrying them into my house. That's funny. Speaking of metaphorical food, how hungry am I? What exactly do I hope to gain from this one-on-one with Ilias? Strumped is going down. Take me. You know, sometimes you just gotta be direct. I respect that. You just gotta say it. I respect that. I respect that. Take me to the bone zone. You can tell he's bi. He has mostly naked pictures of men and women on the wall. Let me tell you something about straight men. They love to have pictures of men on the wall. They love. I wouldn't be surprised if there were photos of himself. This is almost certainly a photo of him. Let me tell you something about vampires. They're all bi. I would bet that. You know, listen, we'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure on myself to answer this question right off the bat. Ha, bad. My brother had more half-naked men on his walls growing up than I did. Yeah. Yeah, let me tell you, straight men love. Look at any men's magazines. Half of them are, here's a sexy lady, and the other half is, here is this ripped, muscled dude. If for some reason Ilias does let me live, I guess we'll see how things play out. In the second game, there's an orgy ending. Of course there is. And, of course there is. Before I dwell on it any longer, he tosses me onto the bed like a pile of dirty laundry. Whatever happened to romance?
I won't lock the door.
What is that? What do you... He drags his tongue over his incisors.
I won't even close it. You could run if you want.
Oh, I see what he's... I was like, what do you mean? What do you... Yeah. Sounds like you want me to escape. Kind of sound like you want me to try and escape. Ilias comes alive at the thought. There's a savage gleam in his golden eyes that wasn't there before.
There's nothing beyond. I can hear everything, feel everything.
I feel like he should have just let us leave and then killed us. I'm shocked. Celestian, I'm glad you're back. He inhales deeply as if he's lost in some deep, dark memory. I can smell fear, you know. What, like a dog? Ilias frowns.
Not like a dog, like a vampire. Duh.
That's very funny. He runs his hands through his hair as if he's trying to take back the moment. Way sexy. So, Ilias strums his fingers on his thighs. You don't do this much, huh? It's clear my words poke at something sensitive in him. Do what? Sit next to a human without killing them? He's clearly grumpy. Of course I don't. You could just bite, yeah, you could just bite me. Like, I think at this point, if it was me, I would be like, listen, if you're gonna kill me, just fucking kill me. Like, let's just, this is ridiculous. This is a waste of both of our times. You just bite me already, you know? Ilias growls, suddenly angry. It's quite sexy on him.
Stop telling me what to do. I'll bite you when I want to fucking bite you.
He glares at me, folding his arms over his massive chest. He doesn't seem ready to dispose of me just yet, but it's hard to tell exactly what he means to do. Oh, excuse me. It's almost like he's waiting for me to do something, despite him obviously wanting all the control.
You could just bite me. Whatever happened to, wow, your room is amazing. I can't believe how many cool swords you have. Your posters are great. Your pinups are hot.
Your room is amazing. That's so funny. He seems sincerely worked up about this. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to ask him a little about his room. He must not get any chances to show it off. Poor guy. Do you bring a lot of humans up here? Or am I just super lucky? Ilias shakes his head, rolling his eyes as if I asked him the most obvious thing in the world. Excuse me. You think a wink human mind could withstand all of this? He gestures to the various items strewn around the room, pointing out each thing with a clear air of annoyance. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. It seems like his belongings are so obviously staggeringly cool in his estimation. It's hard for him to understand why I'm not absolutely losing my shit over being in here. Besides, there's hardly any blood around here that doesn't come in a pouch. He seems very sullen about this. If I had humans here, there'd be blood splatters or scratches on the walls. Getting the distinct impression he's incredibly proud of his little room. Maybe if I ask him about it, I can get in a good enough mood to consider doing a little more than just killing me. Your room is so nice. His face instantly lights up.
It's the best room in this house. Just look at it.
Is it illegal for vampires to own TVs? Is it because it's a mirror and they can't? Oh, thank you, Fawn. Is it because it's a mirror and so it can't? He gestures expansively, directing my attention to the various items strewn across the room or slung haphazardly over the furniture. I've hit the jackpot. There's so much shit in here I can ask him about. Excuse me. Yeah, ask about the music poster. Big fan of the Wago lads. What are the Wago lads?
The biggest? No one loves the Huega lads more than I do.
He folds his arms over his chest, towering over me in a pose that would be incredibly intimidating if it weren't in service of his assertion that he's the #1 Wago lads fan. The Wago lads took over the music scene in the late 90s with their horny party music, but they've long since disappeared from the airwaves. Looking at Ilias, however, you'd think they'd never left. I should be careful with my response. It seems he takes them very serious. Oh, the Venga boys. Yeah, name 5 of their songs. You're such a big fan. Classic. Ilias scoffs.
Bang, bang, bang. All we do is party. In and out. We're off to Cancun. Uncle Bart from St. Bart's. Come on. At least ask me something difficult.
All we do is party. I'm impressed. Of course you are. I'm beautiful and my taste is good. He runs his tongue across his canines, his fangs gleaming as he tilts his head. But you're here with me, so we must know you have a little taste. Let's talk about his swords. We know I love swords. You use so many swords. Do you collect them or something? Ilias nods, his eyes shining with pure, unadulterated himbo excitement.
When I was human, I had many blades, but I only had what I could find in my travels. Did you know that you can buy swords from anywhere on the internet?
How are you using the internet? I have so many questions. He picks up a sword, one I know I've seen at a Renaissance fair. But my inexperienced eyes can identify it further. Excuse me. I just got this one last week. He swings it expertly, but with the careless air of a boy playing with his toys. I can feel the wind from its slice through the air. It's not as good as the ones I used to have, of course. I bought so many cheap ones that broke with one swing. He frowns at me. Do you know people sell replica weapons, fake weapons that look like real ones? He puts the first sword down and picks up a huge one that looks exactly like something I've seen in my favorite JRPG. I've looked all over the internet for a real one of these. Every single one I bought broke when I tried to use it properly. He bought the Buster Sword. He bought the Buster Sword and then was mad when he couldn't use the Buster Sword. He seemed sincerely sad. Do I actually have the heart to tell him it's not a real sword? Yeah. You can't find a real one because it's a sword from a video game. That's partially not true. I've seen any number of YouTube videos where people make the Buster Sword, but... Ilias frowns, lowering the sword.
You're telling me someone would lie about a sword this incredible?
I'm surprised Cloud can use the Buster Sword. It's because he's a soldier with literal genetic engineering. He lifts it in the air again, striking another sexy pose. He hefts it with a single hand just as easily as if it were made of foam.
There's no way a sword like this was invented for a video game. This was designed by someone who has known the joy of killing.
I like that the character in the video game is like, how dare, they wouldn't invent it for something as stupid as a video game.
Someone who craved the sort of violence you can only enact with a man-sized sword.
Excuse me. He looks towards the rest of the swords on the wall. Not like the rest of these little fun-sized ones. If I had this weapon when I was alive, I could have killed even more spectacularly. He dramatically thrusts the sword down into the floor, pointy end first, like he intended it to stick in the ground, but it cracks in half. He sighs, shaking his head as he drops it. Well, but wait, but Enna wrote this, so he has to have Sephiroth's sword. Right? That's 4 now. Guess they haven't been reading my emails. Your emails? What emails are you sending them? Every time I break a sword, I send them an email letting them know how they can make it better. Were you a blacksmith? What? Of course not. Then what kind of advice are you giving them? I tell them to make it stronger, obviously. I do my best not to laugh, but it's a close call. It makes sense. Have they ever responded? Never, cowards. All right, listen, let's talk about the pinups. You got a lot of pinups. I'm guessing it's safe to say that you're a fan? Ilias nods, revealing his fangs with an eager grin.
There's nothing more beautiful than a human body. Male, female, goes outside the bounds of gender.
It's so quiet. He walks over the wall with pinups taped messily to it, admiring the various bodies on display. Some are nude, some are near or mostly nude, and all of them are sensual. I like the idea that this is like, that it's like a scrapbook collage. He just like cuts them out of magazines. We each mostly wrote one character. Soho wrote Illy, D wrote Laurel, Chris wrote Val, I wrote the player character. They seem to come from all sorts of different places, some from magazines, some playing cards. A few of them are even signed glossy photos like the kind you pay good money for at conventions. Well, you pay money for them.
Not a few drawings I carried with me. My prized possessions.
Hang on. The music is so loud. He looks wistfully. Where are they now?
Destroyed when I traveled from my homeland to Europe. Losing them sent me into a rage.
He runs a hand through his hair. That was right before I met Val. I must have murdered half of Europe back then. Wait, you murdered half of Europe for lost nudes? Using balancing on Renpai is the worst. I mean, at least you have sliders, right? He laughs like he remembers some childish indiscretion rather than mass murdering committed in the name of titties. Thinking back on his attempt to quantify his body count, I think it's safe to say he's not that great with numbers. I was an absolute monster back then. My bloodlust controlled me at all times.
When I was alive, I enjoyed violence. But after I got turned, killing was all I thought about.
Ilias is somebody's 1,000-year vampire character. Excuse me. He turns back towards the wall, tracing his fingers over one of the magazine pinups as he recalls some bygone time.
I could smell the blood of mortals. I could hear their frightened little rabbit hearts beating.
His fingertips curl inward, pressing against the model's printed thigh.
It drove me fucking insane to hear them outside in the sunlight, living their stupid mortal lives as I stayed trapped in my room.
He tips his head back, his eyes closed.
So every night when the sun set, I killed. And when the town's eyes turned to me, I left to begin again.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Okay. And that's where you met Valeria? We came together to write fun, silly, and sexy queer games. A just cause. He smiles, though he keeps his eyes closed.
She was the most beautiful creature I'd ever seen. Second to myself, of course.
He exhales, a soft sort of sound from such a large man. His expression is almost tender. I was in the middle of one of my nightly blood rages, and it was a messy kill even for me. He radiates a violent sort of pride.
Just picture it. I'm enjoying my kill. Blood all over my face and clothes. All over the alley walls.
Well, you gotta not make like a huge mess. Like...
And then I hear this voice from behind me like, you know you can't keep doing that, right?
Yeah, that seems very Valeria. So I turned to see who would dare speak to me like this. He smiles.
I felt my undead heart stop for just a moment. I knew she was like me immediately. Her scent, the distinct lack of a heartbeat.
Well, sure. Those fangs. I've seen them do so many violent and sexy things over the years.
Anyway, I was intrigued. How could this hot stranger speak so rudely and confidently to me? She told me to get out of the street with my kills before I attracted the wrong sort of attention. I told her I was clearly attracting the right sort of attention if a person as beautiful as her showed up.
The absolute gall. He seems very proud of himself. I'll give him that one, it was smooth.
I thought I'd put her in her place and humble her a little. But when my hand closed around her throat, she only laughed.
She's like, joke's on you, I'm a vampire, idiot. He sighs wistfully. What a fucking babe. I offered her some of my kill, but she said no, she didn't need any leftovers. She said she was quite well fed, actually, and that we could talk more in private.
I let her take me back to her hotel room. She taught me about vampire culture, rules and all.
Oh, she brought him into the masquerade. Well, that's nice.
And in return, I showed her my gratitude.
He bites his lip with one fang, nodding smugly as though he's waiting for me to follow along. I say nothing, hoping he'll spell it out for me.
It's my cock. Gratitude is my cock.
It's he grins, cheeky and entirely too proud of himself. You know, if he's gonna be proud of himself, I'm confused. I thought he said they were the oldest. Uh-huh. Yeah, he was a vampire already. You can be the oldest and still not know the rules and be an absolute bonehead. Yeah, 100%. Laurel made that up. They're quite clever. It's not clever. Not to be that guy, it's not clever. So how did you meet Laurel?
Val and I were in New Orleans for a little while.
Yes, it was.
We were
No, it
doing
wasn't.
Sort of murder tour, you know. Val is a real artist with her kills. Likes to keep it clean and pretty. Me, I like to see just how messy I can be.
He shows me those fangs again.
But we had a good time, the two of us. And New Orleans was where we did some of our best work.
We were working our way through the city, hunting and chasing whatever pleasures we could find. But it made me start to wonder.
I heard whispers of supernatural beings, of strength and powers I could only dream of as a vampire. When I stalked the alleys at night, I kept getting these weird feelings. Urges, I guess. I thought I was going mad at first, but then Val told me she felt it too.
The first couple times I kept feeling the urge to kill after I'd finished for the night.
I mean, Mike, you can never have too much murder, right?
Yeah, you know, yeah, I get that. I feel that all the time. But it was risky. Kills just before the sun rises. Kills that might attract attention.
But then it was weird shit, like remembering the woman who turned me. Sometimes it was just uncontrolled lust. I once took Val right out in the square in front of dozens of people.
I mean, that's fine. It's New Orleans. That happens. We couldn't even stop ourselves. His golden eyes glimmer with the heat of that memory. Anyway, being as smart as I am, I figured some supernatural creature must be behind it. Yeah, he's so smart. So weird stuff is happening. And, must be a weird thing. So of course I demanded they reveal themselves. I had to go all over town to hunt down the source, but I found them eventually. I had Chinese takeout last night. I grabbed the fortune cookie and I shit you not, it says start every day with gratitude. That's hilarious. Another, like Valeria and I, cold and immortal.
The other most beautiful creature I'd ever seen.
Helix, hello! He gives me a cheeky wink.
After me, obviously.
Well, you don't count. That's cheating. Obviously.
He was so small, but power radiated from him. I had to know his secrets. But nothing they said to me made any sense. And then they started asking me questions.
He doesn't count because he can't. Where did you come from? How did you survive this long?
But then, after we'd been talking for a while, he said something like, "Oh, you really are just head empty, aren't you?"
Damn. Got him. He folds his arm over his chest, a pouty expression on his face.
Rude. My head is filled with all kinds of cool and smart things. Before I could teach them some manners,
His expression shifts to a considerably thirstier one.
he pushed me down and told me he'd show me the secrets to his power if I showed him mine first.
His power is his cock.
Since then, the three
Oh,
of us
I thought he
have
was gonna
stuck
say it.
together.
This made me blush for some
Must
reason.
be 200 years or something by now.
That's a seriously long time. It's kind of amazing. It is, but enough about them. Let's talk about me. Yeah, sure, you know, that's... We've been talking for a while now. Ilias settles himself next to me on the bed again, but both the atmosphere and his demeanor are noticeably different when I first came in. He seems far more comfortable now. Helix, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a good Friday. Who would have guessed the secret to a vampire's heart is letting him show you his stuff?
It's time to do what we came here to do.
Ilias is staring at me with a hunger in his gaze, but it's not the sort of hunger featured extensively in my Mothman self-insert fanfics. And I've got to stop reading my diary. You know, the thirsty kind. The look in these golden eyes gives me the distinct impression there's nothing but a sexy, bloody death awaiting me here. I'm hating on Sizzlepede currently because it won't sparkle. That's fair. But they're not golden anymore, are they? It's been fun. It really has. He smiles, baring his fangs. They look a lot longer than I remember. I really wonder if it's some kind of supernatural fuckery that makes them extend when he's about to feed. Oh, wait. When he's about to feed. Shit! I can hear every beat of your frightened little heart. He inhales, closing his eyes for just a moment as he takes in my scent. I can smell your fear. He draws his tongue across his teeth, his breathing beginning to pick up.
You're a smart little human, aren't you? You know how tonight ends.
I mean... Let me manage a poll here. Two minutes, ready, go. Away. It's fun to make polls for this stuff because it's just like, I don't know, you pick. More games like this need Twitch integration. And I know that that's a whole thing, but also it's always great. It's always great. What do y'all think it is? I'm here for a good time, not a long time. All right. Helix spent a lot of points. Oh, there we go. With me by your side? I flash a sultry smirk, or at least I try to. I might not be as convincing as I hoped. Matt's figured out a way to spend our Bulba bucks. Ilias gives me a look that makes my blood run cold and my heart race. It's clear that isn't what he meant. I should have done a little save. Fuck. At all.
If by my side you mean dead at my feet in a pool of your own blood, totally.
Damn. Well, fuck. He moves before I can even register it. One massive fist grabbing my forearm and tossing me to the ground. I mean, I was right there. You could have just attacked me. I wish I was better at spamming. I had 270k points. You know, you gotta get at it. Even without his impressive height, I'd have to marvel at the sheer mass of him. That is, if my life wasn't currently flashing before my eyes.
Entertain me one last time, human. Let's see how far you can get before I paint the walls with your blood.
Just keep clicking. It's hard to formulate a response. I've thought about this moment so often before, but all my fantasies couldn't have prepared me for the reality of staring down the barrel of my own mortality. If we run, he will attack us. If we beg, maybe he won't attack us. All I can do is beg for my life. I thought I wouldn't mind if it was at the hands of a vampire like him, but I'm not ready to die just yet. Please don't do this, please. I don't want to die. Oh, Ilias laughs, but it's clear my begging has the opposite effect. He only seems to grow more savage, diving down and brutally pinning me to the ground. He's a mountain of a man no matter what, but as I look up at him from the floor, he fills my vision in a way that makes me feel entirely hopeless. I love just the big zooming. His chest heaves, his face distorted into a monstrous visage that turns my body to ice. His fangs are longer, his golden eyes a piercing red, and his expression murderous. I like the idea of Laurel and Valeria downstairs just like fucking playing Go Fish or whatever, like, all right, whatever, fuck us, I guess. We're just gonna watch Golden Girl reruns.
Your fate was sealed the moment you entered our house, little rabbit. But you should have run anyway.
Oh, that's my blood. I don't even have time to react when he dives down and sinks his teeth into my neck. The pain is intense, but I can't feel much of anything at all. As my vision tunnels, my gaze drifts to the Wago Lads poster in the distance. No, not the last thing I see being the Wago Lads. No. Oh, you fucked. Not consensually, not sexy, murder. Somewhere in the corner of my mind, I can hear a few hazy notes of their worldwide hit, Bang, Bang, Bang. And it brings a weak smile to my face as the light leaves my eyes. Where's my sad remix of the Venga Bus is coming? Of all the things to be my last thought. I died. You couldn't even go out with a bang, bang, bang. Damn. Okay, that's fine. I can literally just... We can just skip. Just pick all the same choices. Oh, I picked a different thing. Fuck. You killed nearly half of Europe? Ilias nods, entirely certain of his own suspect math. Of course I did. You probably think I'm lying because your mortal brain can't imagine so much death. He folds his arms over his chest, a cool grin splayed across his lips.
Humans are so pathetically weak. Technology has changed, your weapons have evolved, but all that means is that you're killing each other more easily.
I mean, sure, but that's why we did that, so that's fine. I still feel great about my wailing. You're like, I got what I wanted.
At the very top of the chain.
He slaps his chest, his eyes beginning to take a sinister red glow as he bares his teeth. I get the distinct feeling my time is running thin. If I had any other questions, now's probably the time to do so. Before we do the whole killing me thing, I just wanted to ask you something. Ilias studies me intently for a moment. Perhaps his murderous instincts are warring with his ego and the need to garner more of my praise before he's done with me. Fine. Okay. Name 5 of their songs. I'm impressed. All right. Listen, we're gonna here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a save. We're gonna pick with me in the dirt because I feel like we all know that it's gonna go that way, and then we'll go the other way, and then that'll be the end. With me in the dirt? Ilias tilts his head to the side, grinning wickedly. Exactly. Well, yeah, okay.
Entertain me one last time, human. Let's see.
I mean, we'll run. Who knows who knows? Maybe that works. Panic floods through me as I force my leaden limbs to move. I scramble from the floor and slam the full force of my body into the door as I fumble it open. I keep expecting to feel him on me at any moment, but it feels like he's waiting. The sound of his cruel laughter grows more distant as I flee from his room, but somehow I can still feel the phantom of his rough grip on my shoulder and his cool breath on my neck. My heart beats faster than it ever has in my life, but my body still moves forward. They say fight or flight, well, I'm doing both. I fantasize about being hunted by monsters like him more times than I can count, but I've never accounted for the way fear consumes your every thought in this situation. I search for exits and places to hide as I run, but somehow all I find are dark corners and obstacles obscuring my path. My body eventually gives into terror and exhaustion. When I trip over something, my jellied limbs quite manage to get me up again. I only just have time to turn around before he catches up to me, slamming me into the ground and sinking his fangs into my neck in one fell swoop. White-hot pain surges through me in a flash, a deadly brand against my skin as Ilias cuts through layers of fat and muscle with his dagger-sharp teeth. As my vision begins to fade, I dimly note the strange contrast of Ilias's cold skin and the heat of my blood pooling beneath my body. If I wasn't currently dying, it might have been a nice touch for a story. Guess I'll just die. Then there's nothing and darkness takes me. Well, at least I didn't have the Venga Boys as my last thought, so... You know, at least the last thing I thought about
you
wasn't...
Get your shit together.
Listen, we might be on the bad route. Who knows? Who knows? All right, here we go. Everybody wanted this. Everybody wanted this.
I've brought you some tasty nuts.
With me in your bed? Oh. There's no sweet amusement in his tone. His expression only grows more twisted and frightening. We might have fucked up at some point before this that now... Wrong. Oh. Oh, boy. Lesbians. He moves before I can... I hope you have multiple slots because he's putting 2 slots in your throat. That's clever. That's clever. That's what clever looks like.
Entertain.
All right. Well. No. No. I think we got a. Oh, look at we somehow managed to miss. A cock named Gratitude is covered. No, it isn't. It is not. It's not clever in any respect of the term. It is not clever. Well, everyone got what they wanted, which was Ilias murdering us. So there you go. Everybody got what they wanted. Yay, romance of, no, that's like a whole other run of the game. I demand sexy lady times. Guess what? Here, you know what, Fawn? Guess what? I think it's here. No. Where have you thought about not being a delicious little snack? I personally no. That's not the email that I wanted, but that is funny. What if you coat your neck in garlic sauce? That's the problem. That's the problem. There you go. There you go. I haven't thought about being a delicious little snack. No, it's kind of my whole thing. It's kind of my whole thing. I should figure out some way. I should edit this picture of Enna flipping me off and put that somewhere because it's very funny. It's very funny.